I want to talk about the children that are born with a much higher capacity emotionally and psychologically than their parents. Some would call these children old souls, some call them indigo children, star children. The bottom line is they have an inner knowing that is of immense quality. So when they are born into families where their parents are on a lower rung of the ladder, if you will, in terms of emotional development, emotional well-being, psychological knowing, those types of things, then the child has to actually dim their light in order to stay attached to the parent, both energetically and realistically, because they don't want to tell the parent otherwise. They don't want to tell the parent what they're thinking, that there's a different way to think about it, because a lot of parents function from ego and would be very dismissive of this, if not aggressive towards the child in some cases. So this child grows up, and when they visit the family in their adult years, the parents will tell them how sensitive they were and how they always landed on their feet. Interestingly, they landed on their feet not because of anything that the parents did, but because of their own doing and because they didn't have any choice. It's interesting that many people are offended by that phrase, you always landed on your feet, because what it means for the people saying it oftentimes is, I didn't help you. And they say, because you always landed on your feet. But the real reason they didn't help you was because they just didn't help you. They didn't want to help you. And so children that are raised in these types of families grow immensely. But there is something that needs to be noted here. When children's emotions are not mirrored, it affects they stop growing emotionally. And so the child is up against it, because the child is smart enough to know that when their emotions are not mirrored, they're not growing, because they recognize their own growth. However, at the same time, they need to stay attached to the parents. So they have to choose between their own development and the attachment to the parent. It's not a good choice for any child to have to make, but this is one of the things that you will find both in coaching and in therapy that clients struggle with. Integrating that, holding both thoughts at the same time, holding two perceptions at the same time, and integrating it, not only psychologically, but embodying it, learning to feel it in their bodies and embody it and grow from it. And bottom line here is, the person, if they do the work and do the restructuring, they grow in leaps and bounds. They evolve in leaps and bounds. So it really works in their favor, even though it looked as though the universe did not have their back. When everything evolves and they do the work, the universe definitely has their back, and everything was divinely chosen for them, even though it was difficult. So this helps to take the client out of the victim mode to realize this. I hope you found this helpful. Please feel free to leave a note, leave a message. We will all grow together.